Yo, what it do, y'all? We back at it again. You know what it is. It's the voice of the culture. And you know, we in a different setting today, but same family, the Hush family. We down here in West New York at 17 Port Imperial at the second location at the Hush Boutique. You know what it is. It's summertime. Get your latest releases, get your flyers, new gear. Just get fresh at the Hush. Remember, we down here in West New York, 17 Port Imperial, the Hush Boutique. It's the round table. Yo, we got a great interview. Stay tuned. And remember, it's the Hush life. Yo, what it do? You know what I'm saying? We here, and I got my young lady with me. We in the Hush. Shout out to the Hush family for blessing us with the opportunity. I got my girl with me today, man, and she's JuJu The Guru. But for me, I feel like she's bigger than that. I feel like she's a whole entity within herself.
Thank you.
She's a franchise. So I'm giving her the franchise label. She's the franchise.
Period.
So, and that's just that. And welcome to the round table.
Thank you.
I
I'm so
appreciate
excited
you for
to
having
be
me.
here.
You know, rocking with me, believing in me, you know what I'm saying? Let's get into life.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Congratulations on your last mix you just do.
thank you. Profits and Pours.
Yes,
It was a really good event. Thank you.
Let's shout out to that.
Period.
People really don't understand the game that you play. Your hand dabbles into a little bit of everything. You're doing nonprofit, you're doing real estate, you're doing industry, you're doing meet greets, you're doing connections. Basically, you're just like the bridge to bring everybody together.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, where did that idea spark from? Because it didn't just start yesterday. It started in a small place.
Yeah, I feel like I've always been a connector of sorts. Like I know a lot of people, you know, I have a lot of resources. So naturally people have always like reached out to me to do new ideas, new businesses, or like, yo, I want to pick your brain on something. Now after a while, it just started to click like, yo, this is what you're good at, like bringing ideas to life from conception to execution. So I don't know, but I think all of that really comes from like my mother. Because when I was young, she had me in everything, in dance and law classes and this and that. And when you have that exposure to so many things, it sparks an interest.
And different people.
One thing I love about my mother, and this is no shade to anyone, she did not keep us in the hood. She made sure we went to different schools. We got to see different experiences, all type of stuff. But that gave me that like bigger vision from a child. So as I got older, I just keep adding to it. So that's really helped me like in life.
I think that really was the key.
Yeah.
Because she broadened the horizon of your life growing up instead of just saying, hey, we just stuck here and this is what it is. No, we're not just stuck here. And I want you to be involved with multiple cultures. And that's why what makes you so unique from everybody else, that you can bring multiple cultures together to network. Everybody can't do that. Some people stay in one lane, their own lane, or what's the safe lane? Let me bring my people. As you grow and mature in that, I can tell your elevation comes from drive. And that drive, which you mentioned, your mother, comes from your mother, because she was, from what you just told me, I'm taking it as, we're gonna push these kids further.
Facts. And yo, my mother, she has the gift of gab. Like you can't walk down a block and not see my mom stop and talk to 2-3 people, right?
You know what I'm
So
saying?
then that's something that has always been a part of who I am. Like I connect with people, I talk to people, and that's how I've been able to grow my network. Now I am big on networking. Like I feel like you can't get anywhere in this life without having the power of networking. So that's like the biggest thing my mom gave me, right? Being able to connect with people, because you could talk to 1 million people in a day, but did you actually make that connection? And I'm big on connecting intentionally and genuinely. You know, don't hit me with the surface level shit. Like, what are you really about? What are you really trying to do? And then where can we align?
Right.
So I think that's really helped me be successful.
Let me ask you this though. In that lane, how many times do you feel like people would just be shooting your shit? Because as I carried on this for 3 years now, I learn more and more. I just hear conversations while I hear bullshitting.
Yeah.
Hear bullshit. Like the fake small talk.
Yeah.
You can tell it.
Yeah.
But we have to go through that to elevate.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, not to cut you off real quick. What was the first year that you really said, I'm putting this grounds and I'm running? Because you're a young lady that got her feet to the ground. It's soaring.
Thank you.
But you started from the ground.
Yeah.
So what age did it say, you know what? I'm going with this. I'm believing this is my run.
Yo, I'm gonna be real with you. I've always been like this. Like even as a kid, like I used to love.
So it just started back then.
But back then, you don't know how to characterize it. We don't put a label to it. But when I was in high school, I wrote like, and don't judge me, but I wrote like erotic stories because I always wanted to be a writer.
That makes you unique.
So I'm doing that. I'm throwing parties. I'm selling, gift baskets. I'm doing all this in high school, not realizing I'm learning how to be an entrepreneur at a young age.
Okay.
You feel me? But I didn't realize it was real until I got like in my early 20s when I started seeing some money from it.
Right. But the dope part about it is, and I'm asking you these questions for every young woman that may not have an idea or no clue when they can start, because teenagers don't know their calling all the time. They striving to figure it out. They striving to go this. For you to start realizing, okay, I enjoy this, but at the same point in time, I'm gonna start activating this. So by you activating it, by having the parties and doing little different things, it navigated you to where you're 20 and said, okay, this is my calling.
You know what's crazy? I'm one of those people, I don't think I have a specific calling, but I will say my purpose is to bring people together. Now, I could do that with my nonprofit. I could do that in real estate. I could do that in events. I could do that with a bunch of different businesses. But I think people try to be too specific and too literal. Like, I'm going to sell T-shirts and that's it. It's like, well, what's the bigger idea of who you want to be and what you want to do? Right. And then you're supposed to build from that point. So I don't know. I think my calling is just to commandeer the people, and then I plug my businesses into that. So anyone who knows me, it's like every 3 months, every 6 months, every year, I have a new thing. It's like, damn, this girl's always doing something.
You should always reinvent yourself.
You have to. Times change. You have to switch, what you're doing to fit the time or the era that you're in at that point. But you never lose the foundation of who you are. My foundation is the community aspect, bringing people together. Right. And now come fuck with me on this event shit. Now I'm doing something else. Now come fuck with me on this real estate. Right. But I'm bringing these people with me and I'm adding more to the, to the group. And that's what's been able to help me.
Right. Listen, it's funny because when you deal with certain things in life, issues, things that you have going on, people tend to get comfortable. Yeah. And I feel like you're not comfortable until you get to the finish line. Yeah. So just because you captivated one moment, you still pass me the baton, let me go to the next moment. Yeah. What made you get into the nonprofits?
Well, so my nonprofit is for Black women to help with professional development. And that's something that's always been important to me. I never wanted to be stuck at one job, one level. I always want to move to the top. So I always found whatever resources, training, coaching I needed to do that. And I've told you, I'm one of them people. Women call me like, hey, how do I do this? Right. So after a while, it's like, well, girl, you're not getting all these calls for no reason. Like, let's formulate this into something that's, substantial. So that's how I started the nonprofit. Starting a nonprofit is not easy work.
That's what I was saying. A lot of people stray away from that because they don't want to put in the work.
It's a lot of work and it's a labor of love and it's a time commitment. And if you're not really passionate about it, you shouldn't do it.
I think that's a blessing that you just said one thing that's key. And I want you to repeat that, the labor of love.
Labor of love.
A lot of people don't do it. They just be doing it for the labor.
People do shit because they think it's going to look good, not because they genuinely care about what they're doing. I cared about helping Black women get that check. You feel me? So that's why I was able to put the hours, the time, the uncomfortable conversations with people I needed money from who don't look like us. Right. They wanted me to change the whole DNA of what I was doing to fit something that made them comfortable to open their wallets. But at the end of the day, my underlying drive is Black women. I'm a Black woman. I come from a Black woman. So I'm big on like being intentional and really putting in the work. If you're not about to do that, then don't pursue nothing that you're not for.
That makes sense.
Yeah, not because it looks good.
But we live in a trendy era right now.
Yeah, that trendy
everything is a look. We want to have a great look, but have nothing behind the look.
Well, you're not going to find success if you're looking for a look. Like I'm looking to.
I need you to tell the culture that a little bit louder. You're not going to find success until what?
Damn, what did I say?
You're not going to find success if you're just looking for a look.
Yes.
It's more than just a look.
It's definitely more than just a look. It's a lifestyle. You feel me? It has to be something tangible, something substantial, something you care about. When you wake up in the morning, is that shit on your mind? Are you trying to solve
or when you go to sleep, is it on your mind?
You go to sleep, you know, like that's the thing too. Like if you're opening a business or whatever, you should be solving a problem. You know, not you selling something to benefit you.
Why do you feel like you're solving a problem? I want to pick your brain on that because I want to understand that from my personal.
I feel like with business or even with a nonprofit, anyone could sell a pair of sneakers, right? But what problem are we solving? Are we selling sneakers in third world countries where they don't have shoes on their feet? You know, like I always try to find something. I'm sorry, I'm trying to like.
Yeah, I feel you. We'll work through it.
No, we're gonna work through it. But I'm always trying to find a way to help people while still helping myself. But it has to be that give and take kind of situation. A lot of people start businesses off a take model, and then they wonder why a year, 2 years later they burnt out because you were not giving. You didn't operate in that type of mindset. So a business needs to be able to solve a problem, help somebody, feed them in some way, even if it's for profit. But it has to be a give and take.
But a lot of people don't want to give nothing.
That's the problem.
They just want to take and be the receiver. And I'm like, you can't win like that.
Yeah, go be a sugar baby or something. But in business, it has to work both ways. You scratch my back, I scratch yours, period. And this is why you were talking about how a lot of people be bullshitting. A lot of people hit me up all the time and they want to work with me and they want to do stuff. But when we get to the meat of it, they don't want to actually do nothing. They want to kind of just slap their name to what I'm doing.
Right, and ride your wave.
Period.
And then when everything takes place, let's stand in front of this camera and have the look.
Oh, niggas love standing in the picture.
So it always goes back to the look.
Exactly. And the older you get, you're a better reader of people.
Right.
And I picked that up and I avoid it at all costs because you're not gonna, benefit off me and not help me grow. I feel like we should be helping each other grow. And a lot of people don't want to do that.
Okay.
They just want the look.
They just want to look. But you being a one-man band, and I'm not one-woman band, I'm going to say that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? A lot of, when you're dealing with men, comes with, they're not looking at the business. They're looking at, I'm going to excuse my language, the booty.
Yeah. Niggas love some ass, right?
Right.
But
you know what I'm saying?
When we could get
and then they want to just basically just talk to you because of the ass and just like, well, I'm with it. But what are you really with? Are you really trying to build? Because I'm not trying to twist you.
Exactly.
Because I feel like, personally, you ain't on that. You're not mixing business with pleasure.
No.
You know what I mean? That's a conflict of interest.
Absolutely.
It causes too many problems.
Absolutely.
And it's not healthy for either brand.
No.
So navigating around that, how do you navigate around when you feel like, okay, you really just trying to do something else?
Well, I'm very clear. I communicate. I could just say, I don't think this is the right fit for me, or I'm going to test you out because I'm going to vet you. Like what research have you done? What ideas have you put together? What money do you have? People come to you with ideas, but it's like, who's funding this? Where's the bread? You feel me? And not that you need to be rich, but if you're not willing to invest in your own idea, why should I invest my own? I'm investing my time, my energy, my resources, and you playing, So it's just like it
gets ugly.
It gets ugly and it's not mutually beneficial. And that's where a lot of people go wrong. They want to work with somebody because they got 20K followers on Instagram. Who gives a fuck about that? Out of that 20K, maybe only 20, 30 show up for anything you have going on.
Thank you for saying
feel
that.
Me?
That was very important.
Because that's not real.
Because people get caught up. They got to follow them.
I don't give a fuck about none of that.
I'm like that. I don't care what your following is.
Yeah. Where's the substance?
What's the following doing when we bring you in the building?
Exactly.
Because you got 20K, you're going to get 2K here?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, no, you got 30 people. Mm-hmm. So I don't care about your following because each of us can get 30 people.
Yeah, and that goes back to it's just the look. What's behind the look? One thing about
Smoke and mirrors.
Smoke and mirrors, yes. And I'm a businesswoman, you feel me? The pictures, all that, that's fun. I might joke, but I'm about business first, always. That's the way I move. So I don't care about smoke and mirrors.
That was right there enough for you guys. We can shut this whole thing down because that right there, a lot of people don't really understand and get it. They be so confused in the hype and the looks and and it's just a bunch of really smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, and they don't want to do the work.
So now let me ask you this.
What's up?
You're dealing with women though.
Yeah.
That can be a little.
Women aren't easier to work with either. Women can get competitive. There's ego in being competitive with anyone. That's not just a woman thing.
Right.
And I found personally a lot of these women they're not nice girls. I'm a girl's girl. through and through. Like I want to see other women win. A lot of women come to me because they like my influence, my appeal, so they want to align themselves with me.
Or you can speak for them because they don't have the heart,
right,
or the voice box,
right,
or the character.
Yeah, and I don't mind helping anyone. I don't mind collabing if it makes sense. But if you're not a good person on the inside, and I'm bringing you around these people that I've cultivated a relationship with, because these are good women, why would I want to align myself with somebody who's not really in it for the women, about supporting women? You know, if you're not a girl's girl, then I don't want to work with you. Because as a woman, you want to feel comfortable. Dealing with shit from men is one thing, but when women are nasty with each other, I think that plays to women differently, because now you're hurting my feelings.
It cuts deep.
And don't do that.
It cuts deep.
You know, like, it's definitely a different thing, especially when money's involved, when business is involved, it changes the dynamic. So I'm very big on vetting anybody that I work with to know, like, this is worth my time. Yeah, so
Let's talk about the very first event you ever threw.
The very first event I ever did was definitely some ratchet romper room shit. I rented out.
Hold up, it might have been at that moment because of where you at now, but you got to start somewhere.
Oh, definitely.
So, and I'm quite sure you were ecstatic because this is your very first.
No, so I'm very critical on myself. Even when I was a teenager, my first event was just.
You went to college?
You know what's funny? So now we're about to get into some other shit. I dropped out of high school. A lot of people don't know that. I dropped out of high school because I felt like I was too smart to be there. And if I had a daughter who said that, I would slap the shit out of her. Go to school. But I dropped out of high school and I started working right away. And then I went back when I was like 22, 23. I got the GED. And then I actually just started college like 2 years ago. I did an accelerated bachelor, so I technically finished this semester, but I can't walk until next year.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Another black woman elevating herself. Flowers.
Thank you. You know what it was? This is why I go back to my mom. I can say this, I'm very intelligent. I'm smart.
Very. That's why I asked you about the college.
Right. So some people, they needed a degree to get jobs and to get in the industries they wanted. Me, You
was ahead of the game.
You know,
nothing wrong with that. You're ahead of the class without being in the class.
I mean, it is what it is. And I did the research. I got the certifications. I got the licenses I needed to move up. And that's why, like, when I got in a good place 2 years ago, I'm like, okay, I'll go to school now because I want to, not because I felt like I had to.
Right.
But I'm big on education. Like, if I have children, I want them
Please
to do it the
be
right
clear
way.
on that.
I'm very
You're not telling any of y'all to drop out and run the marathon.
No. And one of my biggest regrets is not going to college. And I will say that because that network that you get from college, it takes you so much further. I'm making those connections because that's what I do. But I see people my age who don't have a network. And you need that, especially in like the corporate world. Your network is everything. That's your net worth, your network, you know? So I do regret not going to college right out of high school.
But I think for you, it was a magic.
It was what?
It was a magic. It's magic.
Yeah.
Because for you, that's why that saying is good. What you eat don't make me shit. Because some people like, girl, you bugging? And they might have said something to your mother. You letting that girl? Well, look what happened. You wound up being further in the game than the ones that went to college
No
and
shade.
went there. And no shade.
No shade.
But that's just the reality. Like,
yeah.
yo, and they double back. Like, yo, girl, what you doing? Damn, you went and did all that and you not activating that? But let's go back to what we were saying, your very first event.
Oh, yeah. My first event, I rented out some lady. She had like a yoga space.
Where was it at?
This was in Chelsea.
Okay.
I was 17.
In Chelsea doing something. See what I'm saying? How many 17-year-olds are going down to Chelsea?
But so she thought I was older. And I asked one of my friends, he was rich. He had rich parents. I'm like, yo, let me hold a stack. Rented this place and I threw a party at her yoga studio. She didn't know I was throwing a party. And like 120 kids came. And this is a small room. And they, you know, they smoking, they drinking, they fucking, they doing the most. But I was just surprised, like, I could bring this many people in a room. And that kind of started those light bulbs. Now, this wasn't like a real organized event for like a music release or anything. It was just like, let's bring some niggas in the room. You feel me? But
let's bring niggas to Chelsea.
Let's bring niggas to Chelsea. And they did come.
They are.
And she was tight. She called me, oh, you got all these young gangsters in my room, whatever. But in the I get where she's coming from. Like, as you get older, you realize, like, that was bad business. I shouldn't have did that. Whatever,
but you also have to start somewhere.
You have to start somewhere.
We're going to do bad business. We're going to have... It comes 17. With it. You're 17.
I was 17. I didn't make no money. My friend.
And you wasn't trying.
I was.
Okay. Okay.
I was trying to make some bread. I was trying to double my shit back. I didn't make any money, but I got a lot of hype. And then people kept asking me, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? And then I just was like, okay, I got to go back and do this the right way. And then that's when I started doing more events and just kind of figuring out the right way to coordinate things, the logistics behind it. Bringing people in the room is one thing, but I'm about creating experiences. You feel me? You can bring 100 niggas in the room. What we doing? We sitting here, we drinking? What did I gain from this? Yeah. And when you come to my event, I don't want nobody in their phone. I want you to be engaged. I want you to be getting something from the event. So that's why it's like there's a lot of planning that goes on. And people reach out to me, they have no plans. They just want to do something.
Right.
But we have to be intentional.
Right.
Yeah, we have to be intentional.
You know what? It's crazy that you do that because a lot of people don't see the vision of not having no phones.
Oh, yeah.
Because the phones distract us networking. You'll sit there, and I'm going to use myself because if I'm in the middle of a party and I got a FanDuel ticket in, I'm looking at my ticket more than I'm entertaining. You know what I mean?
You want to be present because you never know who's in the room with you.
Right.
So when you're on your phone and you kind of hunched over that, when I'm in the room, you know I'm in the room. You know I'm in the room. And I'm going to make sure I talk to everybody in that room. No matter what the connection can take me, where it can take me rather. It's important to have a presence wherever you are. Because I might meet you now and then 5 years from now, you own a string of buildings on this block. And then I'm looking to buy a building. But we have that connection because I met you at that event. And
5 years ago, and we remember that conversation.
And one thing too, and I don't want to go off on tangents, but anybody can network, anybody could connect, but I think people miss that follow-up piece. If you could meet 10 people at an event, did you follow up? Did you say, hey, let's have a one-to-one, let's get some coffee, let's talk. I want to know what you got going on. This is what I got going on. People miss that piece. You can say hi to anybody, okay. But did you really cultivate a relationship? Did you build that rapport? Like, that's why I have a good reputation in a lot of spaces because I built this rapport. People know me as that girl. And I can say that. I'm that girl.
You are.
But it's because I put that work in.
And that's the name of this, that girl.
Period. But one thing you said before that I like is the magic component, right? So I call myself the JuJu Guru because I have really great juju, right? And I know that, and I'm very blessed. And I'm one of those people.
For the culture, they may not know what a juju is.
Well, I ain't got time to give no lessons now. Y'all could get up on
Google it.
Right, and figure out what that juju is.
And that's your homework, culture.
Period. But I'm one of those people, and I hate to say, but like everything I touch, it just turns to gold. It does that, and it's because at the root of my core, I have pure intentions. I'm coming from a place of being intentional, and that's why when I put my mind to something, I can do it. They tell us that as kids, but that shit is real. It's not corny. You put your mind there, you have your faith wherever your faith lies. You believe in that, and then you take that forward to the next step.
How many times have you walked by faith?
My whole life.
Thank you.
My life is an example of
walking by faith.
I'm extremely blessed. Extremely. I can't even speak to how blessed I am. And that's why when I take all this blessed, good juju, good energy, and I put it on something, my shit exceeds. It's gonna work. And even when I'm very hard on myself and I'm very critical, so what I might think was okay to other people. Oh,
it was a success. It's
the best thing I ever been to. And I'm like, okay, but this was off and this was off. But that's because I'm always moving towards the next step. I was blessed to do this one thing. Now let me be blessed and take it up to another level.
But you strive for greatness.
I have to.
Everybody just cool with being I'm good.
And that's fine. Listen, everybody's lane is not to be an entrepreneur, to do all these big, great things. Some people are really good being team players. They're really good working their corporate 9-to-5 job and doing that's fine. But me, I love business. I love events. I love people. I love creating new ideas. I love being an entrepreneur. That's what fuels me. You feel me? Like, that's what I'm passionate about.
Right.
So, but everything doesn't work for everybody. Don't do it because you feel you have to, or like, that's the culture now. I need to go start a business, because it's not going to work, because you didn't really want to do that to begin with.
It's funny because me and Jack have a saying, two sayings. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants to talk, and everybody want to be a part of something. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's the realest shit in the world. Everybody, I don't care how you put it.
Yeah.
You may not want to be a part of what I'm doing, but you'll go over here and try to do what I'm doing on your own. Mm-hmm. And if you do it, great. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, everybody wants to be a part of something. Everybody got something to say.
Yeah.
Now, during this course of your journey, you ever thought about having an internship program for young Black women?
I've had interns.
Okay.
I've had interns and it didn't really work out. But I think there's two reasons to that. One, if it's my idea, it's my baby, and I want people to uphold the same level of work that I'm willing to put into it. And also, when you have an intern, you need to have the time to really like nurture them and teach them how to do things and make sure they can uphold those standards you set for your baby. And at the times I had interns, I just wasn't in a place. I was still working full time. I had 2-3 businesses running. I don't have time to teach you how to do this stuff. I can just do it.
Right.
But the older I get, the bigger my enterprise expands. I needed to.
Enterprise.
It is an enterprise. The JuJu Guru is a brand, baby. Okay.
Ooh, I like that word, enterprise.
Yes, but you're nothing without a team. You are nothing without support. You see who I'm with today. That's my support right there. I have a few other people who rock with me. And the bigger I get, yes, I want interns. I want a full team. I want to be able to do mentorship because I can't do it alone.
You need to do mentorship.
Oh, absolutely. And not to be funny, I mentor a lot of people. I do.
Shit.
But I don't have
look at you as a mentor. Personally, when we got on the phone and we talked, you gave me things that I didn't see.
Yeah.
So I love it.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like you're perfect for the younger. Like I feel like this. I want to see, and this is just me putting my blessing upon you. I would love to see you in a school circuit having internship classes for them. Because you're so, see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying?
I don't talk about everything, but I go speak at schools, I go speak at colleges. But
see, and I didn't even know that. We didn't talk about that.
Yeah.
And I felt like that's your place because you're very relatable.
Thank you, yeah.
And people need to be around people they can relate to.
Absolutely.
And feel like, I feel her.
Absolutely.
I'm her.
Absolutely.
I'm her. I can be her.
You have to see yourself in the person that you're looking up to because you want to emulate them. I want to move like that, I don't have my own program for students. People invite me to go speak at high schools and colleges, but I would love to do that.
And it's going to come, but you're doing exactly what I said. I would love, I feel like that's your call. That's one of your callings because you holding 20 mics.
Yeah.
It's like a press conference, whatever you're doing. So there's 20 mics and the paparazzi is following us like they're doing now. Shout out to your team.
Thank you.
You know what? You said a key point that I need people to understand, and me and my man Jack always talk about. And a team is so important, but also understand the position you play on the team.
You have to know how to lead a team. Not everybody's a leader, and that's just facts. I can be a leader, but I know myself enough to know when I'm in a place to lead. If I'm juggling 10 things, how can I be a great and effective leader when I'm all over here? You feel me? So it's just knowing when and how to lead properly. Or just to even be a team player. See, a lot of people, they always want to step to the front. I don't mind being in the back. My face don't got to be on the front of everything, but I'm the driving force behind it. But I'm not too good to mop the floor, to
clean up, to take the heels off, and let's get the garbage after this event together.
I am not too good to do that. I'm not. But some people, it's like, well, I'm not doing that because I got 20K followers. You got 2K. Well, I got to do. That's the petty shit. And that's why I know that you weren't really here for the cause.
You're here for the look.
That's how it goes.
That word, look. Look it up.
That's the theme of today.
The theme of the day is the look, because we live in a time everybody's chasing the look.
Absolutely.
And looks can be false.
Absolutely.
I could be standing in front of a coupe outside, but you go around the corner, I got the car. Mm-hmm. But you took 100 pictures in front of that coupe. And everybody, yo, when did you shot? When did you cop the coupe? Right. I'm just taking pics for the look.
Exactly.
Take me back 5 years ago.
5 years ago. What year are we in?
We in 2024.
Child.
Matter of fact, I'm going to take us back. Let's go to the pandemic.
I like 5 years ago, but let's do the pandemic. Okay.
All right. Let's go back. No,
pandemic. I had to think about what I was doing 5 years ago. Let's go to the pandemic.
When the pandemic hit.
Yeah.
Because I know your mind is always racing.
Of course.
They shut the world down.
Yeah.
They didn't shut you down.
Never.
Where was your mind at? Okay, we shut down. What do I need to trigger to keep the brand going?
I was so relieved the world shut down. I was so excited. It's so funny. At that time, I was working for a dental practice, and I was already looking to go remote. I'm like, I need to be home so I could be doing my work and my other shit on the side. So when the world shut down, it was just like, we have to strategize about how do you reach people now that you can't reach people in person. And at that time, I had a media company for artists called Artist to Artist. Shout out to Artist to Artist. And I have my Artist to Artist green on today. So what we started doing was we used to host showcases and do, rap battles and all that type of stuff. And we switched to virtual, and we connected with people in a different way. And that's just a component of that.
So you did something like they was doing with the
like the verses and all that. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't claim credit for that, but I mean, everybody was doing it at that time, but it's like, not everybody is me, right? So I'm keeping this shit entertaining. We giving cash prizes and all that type of stuff, but that was just one side of it. So not everybody knows this about me. In 2020, I was still I was on dialysis in 2020. My kidneys failed in 2018. And then I was doing dialysis at home. And for people who don't know what that is, it's just when your kidneys fail, you have to get these treatments to keep your body going, essentially. So one thing about me, when I got sick, I never wanted to be a victim. And it's no shade, but like, I looked at how people looked at me and it was like, oh, Candace. And oh, it's like, no, Candace is still moving. I'm not going to let anything like that dictate the work that I do. So I worked even harder. And then the pandemic gave me that go ahead to like, I don't have to be at work anymore. So now I can focus on me. So my nonprofit was born in the pandemic.
Okay.
Artist to artist, we went to a whole nother level in the pandemic. The JuJu Guru, she was born before the pandemic, but that's when I really started to stamp myself as that. So that was a very transformative time for me. Just spiritually, I was in a place of like getting closer to wanting to get a kidney transplant, which I've had since then.
Congratulations.
Bitch is alive and well. Yeah, I can't kill me.
Looking amazing and flawless.
Right.
Appreciate you.
Thank you. I'm being funny, but
nah, it don't need to be funny because I have a close friend that's in the same that's dealing with it. Yeah.
Oh well, on a separate note, let's talk.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And
it's a lot.
You know what I mean? And we rocking with him. Shout out to my guy. I ain't gonna put his name out there. But we love you, bro.
It's a very tough situation to be in, especially I was 20-something a couple years ago. I was in a toxic relationship, disgusting relationship where I was a different version of myself. I was a smaller version of myself, a weaker version of myself. And throughout that all, this is why I say I love business. I love being an entrepreneur. That's what was keeping me going. You feel me? That's why I kept doing treatments, kept pushing, because I'm like, I got bigger shit to do. I can't be stuck here. I can't be stuck in that chair 3 times a week for 4 hours. That's not my life. You feel me? So always remembering how I've seen myself, who I see myself to be, just kept me going. So yeah, the pandemic was a very transformative time for me.
So you would take the pandemic as a blessing.
The pandemic was a blessing. It was a tough year and a half.
For everybody in their own personal journey spaces, you know what I mean? Because everybody had their own trials and tribulations.
Absolutely, but the transformation I had up here and in here is why I'm successful today.
That's why we're sitting here today.
Absolutely. It was necessary. You always got to go through some shit before the light bulb goes off and it clicks. I needed it to click, and that's when it clicked.
Without no struggle, there's no progress.
That part.
So let's go before the pandemic.
Yeah. Before the pandemic.
Did you know that you were dealing with the kidney situation before? Or did it just happenly, randomly? And if you don't want to touch on it, feel free. We don't have to. I don't want you to be uncomfortable.
I'm never uncomfortable. Well,
thank you.
I appreciate you for making sure I'm comfortable.
Right.
That's what a great host is supposed to do.
Right.
My kidneys failed in 2018. Okay. I was living in Pennsylvania. Why the fuck am I in Pennsylvania? I wanted to get away, so I was in Pennsylvania for a little while.
That's the good place to be.
My sister lived there. Yeah, I needed to be quiet. And this is when I was awakening my like spiritual, like, oh, you know, the JuJu was awakening.
Right.
But
the magic was in the hat cooking.
You feel me? It was tingling. Okay. So I found out my kidneys failed in Pennsylvania. I was in the hospital for a month and went
randomly.
You know, I had headaches for months. Like my head was just killing me. It was splitting. I'm like, what is wrong? And I was at this job that I hated. I was working at a fucking call center, and I'm like, I'm bigger than this. Like, you know, like I'm not supposed to be here, answer the fucking phone. Like, and so I quit that job because I hated it. And I'm like, I need to move back to New York. I quit the job, and then my head was hurting. So I'm like, let me just run up in the emergency room, get some pills, And when I went, they told me like, listen, your kidney function is 6%.
Wow.
They're like, you keep moving like this, you would have been gone, you know? So it was a good thing that I went and I felt called to do so, but it did change everything. I think at that time I was rapping. So I used to be a rapper. My friend got hyped. I used to be a rapper. I used to go by Kayla Ren. That's how a lot of people know me too. And my shit is hard too. We'll play some music later.
We getting exclusive right here because we ain't talking. Yo, you got your shit with you.
I rebranded myself so many times. You feel me? But the JuJu Guru is it. But at that time I was Kayla Ren and I was rapping, and then all this shit happened. And I'm like, fuck, like how am I supposed to do music? I had tubes hanging out my chest, I had catheters and all this stuff. And I'm like, this ain't cute. But I feel like God's spirit said, you need to sit down. You need to sit down and you need to rethink everything.
That's what it was.
Take it easy, because the body is a vessel. We have the spirit, but if you're not taking care of the vessel, how are you gonna make these moves you're trying to do, Candace?
And you a child of God. You made His image, and He knows what is best for you.
Exactly. And it's just like I needed that reset physically, you know, so I could do the things that I wanted to do. So 5 years ago, I was there. I was just dealing with dialysis, adjusting to that. I had to stay in Pennsylvania for another year. And shout out to my sister. She took such excellent care of me.
Support a team.
Absolutely. But one thing I'm I'm proud of myself is that I never let that defeat me. You know, like, and you go up in you go in a dialysis center, there's a bunch of old people, and nothing wrong with the old people, but it's just a place where it feels like death. It feels like the end. It's not a ray of light in there, but it's like, it's about my perspective. I was like, I could go in here with a funky ass attitude and be mad at the world and all that.
And not receive your blessing.
Period.
Or go in here like, you know what, I'm getting right.
Yeah, I went in there positive. I'm ready to do the work. It's so funny. My energy at the dialysis clinic, they loved it so much, they asked me to be an ambassador. So I'm an ambassador for kidney patients.
See what I'm saying? Your energy,
but that's what carries.
Inspiring other people at their lowest points to be great.
And you got to pull. It's hard. How can you uplift somebody else when you feel down, right? But it's just like, I cannot sit here and not.
You will not.
I would not sit here and not fulfill my purpose. You feel me? So that was where I was at in 2018.
And you was a rapper.
I was a rapper. And one thing I do.
I would have never guessed that.
Oh, I'm nice. Well, I told you I wanted to be a writer. So if you could write, you know how to construct the proper.
That makes sense because you told me you was doing the exotic writing thing. See, now it all comes together. It's the pieces.
But I love rapping. I'm from Harlem, from the hood. Like, of course I love music. But the rap thing it was also at a time where rap was becoming very saturated and everybody started sounding the same and like real bars didn't matter anymore. And then the stripper culture and rapping, and that's no shade, but like it was a lot of women coming forward like, I want to rap now too. And me, like, I'm not.
You wasn't talking about bending over.
No. I mean, I'll make a little sense,
but that wasn't your.
I'm rapping with the niggas.
Bars.
You feel me?
I'm giving you bars.
Exactly.
I'm cute and I'm sexy and I got the fatty, but I'm not, bend over and eat my. No.
We're not doing all that. And it was already enough trying to deal with the dialysis and getting all my stuff together and then paying for studio time and video shoots. And I didn't look the way I wanted to look at that time because I was sick.
Right.
My color was gone. I was dark, like I was still light inside, but I wasn't there yet. So I walked away from music, and that's when I had the media company, artist to artist. So I'm not in front anymore. I'm behind. Now I'm supporting other artists. I'm pushing their shit forward.
Working with them.
So music is always going to be an extension of my life, but I knew at that time, let's switch to something else. And that's when I really tapped into the spirit, and I became the JuJu Guru.
Greatness.
Yeah. It's been a journey. But yeah.
A hell of a journey.
Yeah.
But it's been a victory.
Oh, absolutely.
I feel like it's a victory lap.
Yeah. You think so?
I know so. You're surviving, not to cut you off.
Please.
Look what you survived. Look what you overcame. Look what the things that you accomplished. Look what a lot of people dropping out of school, having a kid, moving from New York, going up to PA. PA is basically a ghost town.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Being in a whack relationship with somebody that maybe didn't believe in you, whatever, how that went. All those things, as you sitting here today in 2024, look at you in here glowing.
I appreciate that.
The world is in the palm of your hands.
I definitely feel that.
You know what I'm saying? And it just keeps going on and on. You know what I mean? And that's success within itself.
Yeah.
People get so caught up on what they can get out of success, they don't realize the blessing that came with them to be where they at.
Absolutely. But it's one thing you said this is the victory lap. I always feel like I'm at the starting line. Always. Because now I want to do something else.
Yeah, well, you do the 100-yard dash. Now we're doing the 200-yard dash.
Period.
And then we're doing the 400-yard dash. And then we passing the baton because that's what you do. You pass the baton.
You have to pass the baton. I just turned 30 in April, which is such a blessing.
Accomplishment in your life.
Just turned 30. And I don't know, like right now I'm in a place where I feel like this shit really about to blow up. So when people say like, give me the, congratulations and all the success, I appreciate that. But I have myself to such a high level of my expectation of what I want to do. I feel like I'm just getting started. Like now I'm in that place, like I can go. You feel me? And it feels good. It's a great place to be.
But also, we have to give you your flowers.
I appreciate that.
Because if not, we're whack.
Yeah. Well, I always believe in you stop, you pat yourself on the back, right? But the job isn't done yet.
The thing about you that makes you great is you don't stop. You're not comfortable.
No.
Okay, I got my flowers. Now I'm going to bouquet.
Yes.
Then I want the garden.
I want a garden.
Then I want a florist.
Period.
Then I want the building. So you buy
exactly.
you buy the house. Then you get the building. Then you get the block.
Exactly.
But in those periods, let's give her flowers that she deserves.
I appreciate
because you're not a woman that's just settled.
No.
So that's the difference. Okay, thank you for my flowers. Appreciate it, but I'm on to the next.
Exactly.
Now, do you feel like we in the way the game is now with social media and the internet and the fake followers and the hype? Because I come from an era, I'm a 90s baby. I ran around with Rhea Davis, Mad Wednesday. Shout out to nephew. I was out there with that. I was in the Palladium. I was in the tunnel when Flex is yelling, first 500, get, I'm 50.
Shit. God is good. You look great.
Thank you. Be 50 this year. I've been in the tunnel. It wasn't no social media. Everything was chit chat, word of mouth, or Hot 97 or radio. Do you feel like the internet has saturated and make it a lot of false things going on where people don't really know how to use it?
Yes, but see, so I fall into that space where like I was here. I'm born in the '90s, so I was here to get that last wave of like the real shit, and then we were there at the start of the internet, and then I've seen what it's evolved to. So it's a lot of people lost in the sauce when it comes to the internet, but I feel like the internet, if you use it right, social media, if you use it right, you can really elevate everything you have going on because it's exposure, it's visibility. Where people fuck up is they get caught up in the look of things and wanting validation from the internet and all that. I use social media as a business. Even when I'm just posting little videos of myself and I'm laughing in the car, you're knowing who I am. You're getting my personality. You're understanding who I am. And then now go look at my page and go look at all this business shit I got going on. Oh, we like her energy. Let's go to her event. Let's see what she's doing. That's how I get a lot of the people who fuck with me because they like, I'm funny. I have a good personality. You know, I don't take life too seriously. You have to be. I can't be all mad and all twisted up in the face all the time. I try to radiate as much love and positivity as I can. And I feel like if you go look at me on social media, people see that and then they want to invest their time and their energy into supporting what the fuck I got going on.
But what makes you great about using the internet, see, because I call the internet the street team. I come from the street team. I come from where brothers, the era when brothers walked around, was whole. I've held posters. I walked up and down Palisade Avenue when Jay-Z and them was putting the Rockefeller logo on the Benz. I was holding with them because the internet is the street team.
Yeah.
But how much of the street team are you going to use the internet instead of using it as just a look? So going to your page, you in Jamaica, you here, you there. You also sit in the chair getting your hair done. But then also the business. So what you're presenting is not just this fake thing. I'm giving you a piece of me.
Yeah.
But every aspect.
Yeah.
And people love to see a piece of a person.
Yeah.
They don't want to see the falls. See, I saw the side of you when you was getting your hair and sitting in the chair.
Yeah. And
so you coming out glam.
That was promo.
For them.
Yeah, and I'm big on
saying that they open 24 hours. But I read it. See what I'm saying? Everybody don't read. They just want to, oh, snap. No, read, because it's a message in the bottle.
Yeah, well, shit has to be engaging. And I think I'm good at that engaging piece.
And that's what it was, because you showed, okay, I'm in Jamaica looking sexy and fabulous.
Well, that was for my birthday. You know, I had
of course.
In Jamaica.
Congratulations, happy birthday on that. But that shows the elegance of you.
Thank you.
It showed you, I can sit, I'm comfortable sitting in this chair showing you with my fro out. But I'm going to show you I'm in Jamaica and shaking this shit up.
I was definitely shaking that shit in Jamaica, okay? One thing I like is the duality we hold, right? So people know me in different spaces. So I have this corporate side of me where I'm all business, you know? And then I have the fun side of me, of course. So I think it's nice for people to see like, oh, she's human. She'll still, you know,
that's what I'm
do the shit with
saying.
The girls and all that. But then when it's time for business, baby, it's...
But that's what you're showing. You're showing.
You have to. I'm a real person.
With the profit thing you had on the rooftop, that was business. Even though I walked and I strutted in Jamaica, but now let's show you the business too.
I'm always back to business. And you never know who's watching. Me posting my wrap-up video in Jamaica, I can't tell you how many people hit me up to do travel stuff with them. And now people want me to plan all this type of stuff. And I was just having fun with my girls. But I know the power of social media and that visibility, and it makes people want to know more about me and all that. So even if I'm just posting some shit about me, I know it can lead to a business opportunity. I think my problem too, and I'm going off to the sidebar.
Nah, we talking. It's a conversation, baby.
Yeah, I'm greedy.
As you should. Want it all.
I'm so greedy, you know? I'm so ambitious, and I feel like if it makes sense and I can make it work, I'm going to do it. And people always say, yo, every time I look up, you always got some shit going on. I love that. If you look at my social media, my headline is, I do a little bit of everything and then some. Yes. You know, because I can put my hands in all these things. Now, what's that phrase? Jack of all trades, master in none. I don't believe in that shit. I could be a master in multiple things. It's a matter of the time and work I put in to really make it make sense, you know? So I don't want to be limited to one thing. There's no
ceiling on you.
There's no ceiling.
It's a rooftop.
Like, yes, exactly.
It fits you.
Exactly. That's
because
exactly how
sky's the limit.
Exactly.
I want to piggyback on something you said, because this is for the culture to understand how networking and social media works. You knew Jack, but then you bump back into Jack off seeing something that he had a video on TikTok.
On TikTok. I had to join TikTok to get with the young kids, and I seen Jack. And then we linked up, and the whole Jamaica thing happened, and that was dope.
And the whole interview happened, we're sitting here.
Now we're here. Now we're here.
Besides what other things we got in the cut. But I'm saying that goes to show you when you're doing something with a purpose and not a look. You looking for something else. They're promoting Jamaica. You had you know what I'm saying? You and him already had whatever you had, a friendship.
Yeah.
It was easy.
Things
Jack,
fall
yo,
into
what's
place.
going on? I'm going to be in Jamaica.
But you know what that goes back to? Building that rapport. Me and Jack met like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But we always had a good rapport with each other.
And it had that love and respect for each other.
Exactly.
So when you saw what he was doing, and it made a no-brainer because you're going to be in Jamaica. Tell me this ain't God's timing.
Exactly. So I'm happy I connected with him because now I'm connected with you, and now we're connecting with y'all. You feel me?
And that goes to show you when you're using the internet the right way and not out here looking for a look, things come together.
Yeah.
Because now the brand gets bigger and it continues to keep growing.
Absolutely.
Because this relationship that was built now is about to be a lifetime relationship of greatness.
Going up. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
It's going up.
Now let's talk about working with artists.
Do we have to?
Well, I want to say this because, and we're not going to get in depth, because a lot of people think it's just all about the music and the rapping.
Oh, not at all.
They don't know the footwork and the groundwork. And you stepped away from that, not to cut you off, because you understood, okay, we got to grow.
Yeah. It's hard working with artists, you know, especially there's different levels to it. A lot of artists have ego, you know, so you got to deal with that. A lot of artists are really dope, but they don't have the finances to really push what they're doing. And I feel like anyone who calls themselves a manager of an artist, if you can't fund your artist, then maybe you shouldn't be a manager. That's a side note. But working with artists, I just didn't have the same love at the time. I felt like all the music started to sound the same, you know, and I'm old school, you know, like I know real rap, I know real R&B, like real music. So it's just hard to like.
It's not entertaining.
Yeah, and I'm interviewing artists like you interviewing me, and I'm like, oh, when do you want to do it? And like they're not paying attention, they all over the place, and it's like I don't have to be here. You feel me? Like, and no shit. Like I've come across some dope ass artists when we had artist to artists who are doing very well for themselves, but I knew it was my time to flip to something else.
It was your time to elevate.
Yeah, and I love my artists. I support y'all, but I gotta support y'all from a distance. I can't do the day to day with the artists, and that's too unpredictable. And I have this slogan. Don't laugh at me, but I call it corporate pussy. Okay, I move in a corporate manner. I'm 9 to 5. You waking up at 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon? No shade. I don't move like that. I like things organized. I like things timely.
And that's that lane. That's the game of that lifestyle.
And a lot of artists, they just don't operate like that. And I get it because they're pulling from a creative space. But I always, you know, that organization piece, that's like foundational for me. And it's hard to do that with artists.
Right. And the reason why I touched on it, because I needed people to understand it's not what you think behind that camera or behind what you see. Yeah. I needed someone to express to them that's been in the building, that's been around it, and understand that, you know what, stop getting caught up on the look.
Everything
and
is the look
realize
with artists.
It's the work.
It's the work, and a lot of them don't want to do the work. You can't give them no critique on their music. Oh, nah, my shit hard. But back in the day, they had artist development. A&R was a real role. We really put you in camp. You can't even drop until you go through this 6-month camp and get your shit together. And artists don't do that no more. Now you got a little dance. You know, okay, the beat is good, and now you signed, and now you
now you're the greatest thing alive.
But you're not an artist.
You count out microwave.
Basically.
You just put you in the oven, put you on for 30 seconds, because that's how long this run is going to last, because you don't have the consistency.
Yeah, and you didn't really care about music. Anyone who really cares about music, yes, you want to make a coin, but you're not in it just for the check. A lot of these kids is in it for the check. And it's like, yo, if I was 19 and somebody saw me, I'm going to have fun, but I'm not going to respect you as a real artist. And I'm not going to give you 20 hours a week of my time and you giving me your ass to kiss. It's not happening. It's not. So love to the artists, much support. And I was an artist and I was about my shit. And I was gracious. I had gratitude. And a lot of these artists don't have that. And that's why I can't do it.
Because the era's changed. And it makes it, and it's too easy now to pop. So they feel like I can pop any given moment.
I don't got to do all that. What I need to go do vocal lessons for? Girl, you can't sing. I can't tell you how many girls call me who can't sing. No shade, but they can't sing. Okay.
And that's reality. Why waste your time with a lie and say, okay, girl, I'm behind you.
Listen.
And you sitting there like, girl, I don't even want to be with you.
Bro, when you know, I can't sing. And I know that. Some of y'all in denial, but we don't got time for that today. We'll talk about that another time.
Let's talk about the corporate world.
Oh, I love the corporate world.
I know.
Shout out to Corporate Pussy. I got t-shirts coming.
I need one.
You wear a corporate pussy t-shirt?
Come on, I rock with you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's the brand. Because you know why? I'm a person that thinks outside the box.
Yeah.
Yo, why has he got this court? And then it goes back to, that's my team. That's the family.
Yeah.
I'm a walking billboard for you. You know what I mean? That's what brands do. We brand each other.
Exactly.
Like somebody said to me, yo, I was talking to a friend and we're gonna get to this corporate. I was like, yo, I'm getting me a Caitlin Clark jersey. He's like, yo, but that's a female jersey. I said, yo, you don't feel what's wrong with Caitlin Clark? Yeah. I'm a sports guy. I love basketball. She's killing.
Yeah. There's a lot of other great WNBA players.
It is. But this was when she was in college doing what she was doing. You know what I'm saying? But I was just saying, you don't stop trying to be in this box and be who you want to be. If I want to rock a WNBA jersey, I'm going to rock it. And you're going to be like, damn, he killed that.
Exactly.
Because I'm confident.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this corporate life that makes you just dance the way you dance.
Oh, I love corporate life. So the nonprofit world was good. That's what I was doing in like 2020, 2021, 2022. But at some point, I was just like, I need more money. You know, now when you work in a nonprofit, you get paid, but there's a lot of volunteer work that you're doing. And I still wanted to have an impact, but I'm like, I need more resources to have an impact. So at that time, I was in a networking group called BNI. And in my chapter, there was a lot of real estate guys. So every week we had to do a pitch and then we talk about how much money we made. Every week, these niggas is like 20K, 40K commission. Oh, I just closed $1 million building. And I'm like, yo, I'm in the wrong industry. This is not making sense. So what I did was, I'm like, let me start looking for some real estate jobs. Mind you, no experience, no license. I ain't never sold a house. I did sell like rooms and stuff in the back, but sidebar. So I found a contract. It was a 3-month position with this corporate real estate firm. And I finessed my way into it, you know, because I know how to present myself. I know the words you want to hear. I know the vibe you want to see. So I got in on that contract. And the minute I got my foot in that door, baby, I talked to everybody. I networked. I learned the ins and outs of the business, who I need to talk to, And I turned a 3-month contract into, now I've been there 2.5 years. And when you're in a corporate space, it's just different. You walk in a building, it smells like money.
Let's talk this shit.
Smells like money. You feel me? And I'm just like, one thing is very intimidating being in that type of space, you know, especially because I didn't have that experience. There's a lot of others in the space, you know, very successful, and, you know, the energy is not always the same. But I'm always the same person. And I don't care if I'm talking to the CEO or the people in the mailroom. And that's why I've been successful in that space. But also reminding myself that I earned my way to be there. When you go in those spaces, sometimes you feel like you don't belong, and you let that inner saboteur get in your head and tell you.
And
then
every day you keep telling yourself, you start second guess, should I walk in here?
Yeah, I didn't go to college. I don't got a degree. I wish a nigga would tell me I shouldn't be there because I don't got a degree. But I got the job. So what are we talking about?
And I got the same knowledge and wisdom that you can give out, I can bring to the table and bring in 20K and 50K just like you did. So what's the difference? You just got a piece of paper that fake solidifies you, truthfully.
Yeah. But so I work in real estate. I'm not a broker. I'm actually a consultant for sustainability. So when people want to turn their portfolios green, they call us and then we give them strategy. But I think that's another thing too with real estate. There's not just one thing to do.
People think you just selling homes. So that's why I want to talk about that.
So I work in commercial real estate.
Okay.
I work for a firm called JLL. We're number 2 in the world.
Shout out to JLL.
Shout out to JLL, because so much of JLL has helped me really just make the JuJu Guru even bigger and better. I think why I've been successful in the corporate space is, one, I'm doing the work. So as soon as I got in the building, I got more licenses, more certifications. I'm connecting with people. How did you get in this position? How do you stay successful? How do I upskill to become more of an asset to this team? How can I grow here? People get in spaces and they get quiet and they get small. I'm not saying you got to be doing the most and backflipping and tap dancing.
What you do is how you do it.
It's how you do it. But yo, there's resources here. You got to connect. You feel me? So just having those connections with people and learning the business has been very, very helpful. And then from there, I've scaled. So my events, I started aligning with corporate. So I do corporate events for JLL. That's not my job. I do it on the side, but that helped me grow. And then I started collabing with other real estate firms and getting my network bigger and better and inviting those people to my events. So that's just helped me grow like my reputation on the corporate side, and then align it with that creative side from artist to artist, and then that nonprofit world, and then my health world with the kidney patients. And what I'm doing is bringing all these communities I've cultivated together.
It's sort of like a buffet.
You feel me?
Of greatness.
And this is why I've been able to be successful and keep growing, because I've had my hand in a little bit of everything, and then I'm taking it up a notch. So Going into real estate has been a great thing. Obviously, I make a lot more money now. I really think more Black people should look into real estate, commercial real estate specifically, when you align with the firm.
Right.
It's just a bigger reach as opposed to selling your own home. So,
but with the corporate world, I'm gonna ask you because I'm curious to know. What is it ever a time that you felt like you being a woman, you being a Black woman, was it intimidating?
Of course. Okay. First of all, real estate is a white boys club. It is.
And they love a Black face.
I love a Black face, but I'm not a token, honey.
Thank you.
You know,
you're not a trophy.
in here. It's very intimidating. Also, a lot of these people I work with, they went to Ivy League schools.
Right.
And they know the right people and all these connections. I had to fight for all that stuff. You know, anything I didn't know, I had to learn. I had to look it up. There was days I felt intimidated, but I felt like the minute I let them see that, I lose my presence.
Never let them see you sweat.
Yeah, I lose my presence here. And then in spaces like that, you have to find one or two good people who could really mentor you and give you that guidance. Because we all have shitty days. I done dealt with so many rude, racist people in them spaces, but I don't let that change who I am and what I bring to the job. You feel me? Now I just know I don't go down that street no more. That's not a good street for me to be down. And I'm big on checking motherfuckers. The older I get, you know, when I was younger, I used to let a lot of shit slide. No, I'm going to check you every time. And I'm going to check you professionally. I'm very good with my words. I used to be a writer and a rapper. I could check a nigga, not curse, not nothing, and he'll know never to fuck with me.
He'll feel your presence.
Yes. Because you need to, because if you don't check people the first time, they're going to try you a second and a third time.
Then you become the doormat.
And I refuse to let a nigga walk on me, let anybody walk on me in this life. So big on checking people in the corporate space, but more importantly, networking, you know, connecting with who you need. And I suggest everybody, you know, get into real estate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You want to rap some?
What happened?
You want to rap some?
Okay. Yo, it's amazing to see you, and I'm gonna say you because I'm talking to you, spearheading what a lot of us, our Black culture needs to see, especially I'm a father of young women. My daughter just graduated college this year. Shout out to Destiny. She just graduated from Lincoln University.
Oh, Lincoln is fine, PA.
Yeah,
nice.
I just was up there. Stevie Wonder spoke,
Fire.
And I was so happy to see that many Black young ladies. You know what I mean?
Love to see it.
I love it. And I know the young lady that she is and becoming the woman. And it's great to see women as you that I can say, hey, Destiny, go check her out.
Please. Yeah.
Because I know you still figuring out life right now.
Yeah.
But I'm not a woman.
Yeah.
And I can I'm more dad.
Yeah. But dad is very important.
That's very important.
Very.
But I need somebody I would love to have other women represent so our young teenagers or our young graduates can look and say, hey, this is what we got right here.
Yeah.
And don't take me wrong, I have nothing against the vice president.
Yeah.
But I want somebody they can touch.
Yeah.
They can sit down. Girl, come to New York, have brunch with me.
Yeah.
And feel your presence and key and learn and grow and mature.
Exactly.
And that's what you bring to the culture that a lot of people are missing out on. And I'm so blessed that you are doing what you're doing and staying tall and not allowing anybody to walk past or over you.
I appreciate that.
You know what I mean? In any type of shape, form, or fashion.
Yeah.
And as we get ready to wrap this thing up, where do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
It's so hard. In 5 years.
You ain't gotta you don't have to give us the rollout, but you can just give me 2 most key things that you really focused on for the next. And if you don't want to let it out the bag, it's cool.
No, I don't need to be specific. I just like being a pillar in my community is super important. So I definitely want to start getting more into like government, you know. Maybe becoming like a city councilwoman or something. And the funny part is like, I really just want to do that so I can plan these dope ass events in the community.
I was gonna ask you about that.
I feel
like you're a little politic on the low.
Somebody asked me to start looking into politics a couple of years ago, but I wasn't ready. But I really just, outside of just throwing some great ass parties in the neighborhood, the reason I got into sustainability is because I want to rebuild, you know, our neighborhoods and still preserve the beauty and the culture, but we need revamping, you know, without losing that essence. So that's why when you're able to be with the people who make those decisions, you can actually enact change. So that's why we get into like politics and all that. I ain't trying to be the next president.
Of course, man. I don't think that's the goal. I just think you elevating your community, your community.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And it's important, and we need more young Black faces that yo, we deal in the time and place, and I'll say this because I can sit there and tell my son something. But my man K, I can tell my son about a camera. He could be into the camera. Yeah, I hear you, Dad. But my man KC sit there and tell him, what KC said.
Yeah.
I said, yo, I just told you, but I get it. Sometimes it affects better when it's coming from somebody else because you looked at it, or you're just telling me because you're my dad.
You're my dad. You're gonna
and it's
tell
the
me
same
that.
thing in the community.
Yeah.
People can relate. Well, she was in the community. She's a part of the community. She grew up in the Bronx. But look
And
where she elevated to. It lives from Harlem. Excuse us, no Harlem world.
No shade to the Bronx.
No shade.
Harlem,
You just, you live in the Bronx, but Harlem's the essence.
Temporarily, yes.
Right. Because, come on, Park Ave is next. That's a whole other situation.
I don't even want to be down there. I still want to live in the hood. Multi-millionaire, billionaire, I'm in
But
Harlem.
we need you in Park Avenue.
I'm
throw
on
some
Park
dope
Avenue.
shit.
I'm on Park Avenue.
You know what I mean? You're going to own a building on Park Avenue.
I believe
You're going to
that.
throw dope shit on Park Avenue.
I appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, one thing I want to shout out. I am looking to publish a book. That's my biggest goal within the next year or two. Because I still write. I'm still an author. So that's my goal, to have my book published, and I want it to be a bestseller. Yeah, I'm working on a book right now. It has such a good plot, but I can't say too much. And then I also have a self-help book that ties more to the JuJu Guru. That's called Absolutely, so that's in the works too. I just got a bunch of shit in the works. I feel so good. I'm just making shit happen. I'm getting this money. I'm meeting new people. I'm doing shit like this. Shit is up right now. That's all I gotta say. And it could be up for everybody if you get the mind right, and be intentional and connect with people and really do the work. And reach out to me. If you got something to say of substance, reach out to me. I love to connect with anybody.
Tell them where they can find you at.
So you can hit me at @JuJu_Guru. He's gonna tag me in this anyways.
Right.
And also I'm starting, so I have a bunch of shit, but now I'm gonna officially start consulting on brands and business. So if you got a brand idea and you need some structure, you need some help, reach out to your girl. Catch me while I'm cheap, okay? Because my rates are low right now.
The price is going up after this.
Go up, okay? You get a little special because you watch this video. But no, I definitely want to consult and I know we're wrapping up, but I've given so much for free, but I need to benefit a little bit. So now it's time to just consult it,
As you should, though.
Pay my little fee and we good to go.
And let's run because you're going to do great things for them.
Period. But let me just thank you for giving me this platform. I haven't been interviewed in so long. So this was a good moment to reintroduce myself. So thank you for sharing your space and your platform with me. I appreciate it.
I appreciate the opportunity, you know what I'm saying, of sitting with you.
Thank you.
Your energy, your aura, you as a woman, I admire.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
Appreciate that.
I'm definitely, I will say as a man, I'm a man. And I want my brothers to understand it's okay to give our ladies their props and say, hey, well, you know what? You influenced me to keep going.
Yes.
So I'm telling you in front of the camera,
thank you.
You influenced me.
I appreciate
And I
that.
appreciate your love and your support and everything that you have done. Yo, shout out to the Hush down here,
Thanks.
17
Beautiful.
Imperial Avenue, West New York, for allowing us to sit with them. Yo, I got JuJu The Guru.
Period.
And you know what it is. It's the voice of the culture. And she is. And before we get out of here, the franchise.
Thank
Pay
you.
attention, take notes, tap in. Love is love. You know what it is. I'm out of here.